My name is Doug Zoller. I am the President and General Manager of CLOOS North America. I spent the last 20-some years in the welding industry. So I am a welding engineer from Ohio State. Spent 15 years as a job shop welding engineer, project manager, so I know a lot about from the customer standpoint. So CLOOS is historically known for very large robotic solutions. We have dealt with some very big companies in the last 20 years that started sort of the automation revolution with very large, heavy capacity, complex welding. A lot of our systems from years ago were with tandem MIG, which was sort of state-of-the-art at the time, high deposition, robotic welding for very large and heavy parts. We have now sort of grown up a little bit, and we are now doing a lot of the other types of robotic solutions, from pre-engineered to smaller customized. We even now do line automation, where we have groups around the world being able to design and build complete systems where parts come in at the beginning and then a full system is done at the end, with all the material handling in between and all the interfaces and all the software to drive that. We also have the Internet of Things. So we have our Seagate, which basically takes the data from all the welding and what goes on in the systems and be able to report that back to the customer to see how productive they are, where their issues are, where quality problems are. So we have that full breadth of products to help serve what our customers need. CLOOS is a vertical company. We make everything ourselves. Well, we don't make filler metals. Our expertise is in the equipment and the solutions. This partnership gives us one more step in that solution, and that's the exciting part, is that we can now take on talking to a customer and really talk about the full solution, not just how to move a part from A to B and how to weld it. Because again, when I talked about what CLOOS is at the core, is very close to what NS ARC is we care about that arc and how that weld is after it is solidified and everything that happens during that process. So having a partner that we can talk to, we can partner with on a customer visit and have that guy standing right next to me saying, I'll talk about the welding and I'll talk about all the equipment, and then I got a guy here that will handle all your filler metal questions, and we as a team can get you the right solution. So vertically integrated is a huge advantage to us because we do power supplies, we do the robots, we do the robot positioning and the part positioning. At a core of who CLOOS is we are a welding company. We don't make robots for material handling, we make it for welding. We design our power supplies for welding and to give the customer the best arc possible. So everything that we do is all around basically taking that arc and putting it in a position, putting it in a process that maximizes the production, the quality, what the customer really, really needs. We have that same core belief that we want to help our customers. At the end of the day, we know that hopefully sales come from that, but the driving force right now is to help be that guide along the path that the customer takes, whether that be automation path, whether that's just increasing productivity through enhancing the processes, upgrading welding equipment, whatever that particular path is. I think that's what CLOOS is really focused on, is being that kind of guy. Our priorities is to get the name of CLOOS out there, to sell more. I mean, at the bottom line, we are a business. I think what is unique to CLOOS is our approach to get to that end game. We are, again, a solution-driven company. We have the advantage over our competition that we can deliver a complete solution that is made by one company. At the end of the day, what we're trying to get to our customers is that they've made the right decision, that they've partnered with the right company, and that we've got their back. And that we, as our service team and our technical support team, our engineers, I look at it as, there's a person in front, but there's millions of people behind. That's what we're trying to basically convey to our customers, is that they're not alone on this, this path, that they make that very difficult decision to go down this path. We want to make sure it's as painless and as insightful as possible, so that when they do make that decision, when they write that PO or to whoever it is, that they feel like they've made the right decision and they've got a company they partner with that will support them. Welder shortage has been a historical issue for a very long time. But now getting grinders, getting fitters, getting the rest of the manufacturing team. Manufacturing is not cool, it's not fun, it's dirty, it's not sitting in a computer, and it's different. And the challenges that everybody has, we have those same challenges. So how do we best create solutions to help that? And automation is a big priority because, one, if you can't get people, something has to do the work. So having, a creative team of engineers to be able to listen to what a customer has and giving them a variety of solutions from, an ARC bot all the way up to, a multi-million-dollar line automation. We have the ability to tailor whatever that customer needs and any budget they have. The nice is that we start out, it's something that they can handle, that they can kind of get their feet wet, and they start learning. Because at the end of the day, we have the knowledge, we want to give it to our customers, and we need them to be able to, run the welding with, say, even a cobot, and learn what fixturing means and what repeatability means. Because if you go and you buy a huge multi-million-dollar system and you don't understand those fundamentals, it's a very difficult thing for us to succeed as well as the customer. And at the end of the day, we want them to be happy. So for them to learn what they need to understand and to evaluate in their processes, that is what makes them better, and it makes the project better. So automation is always been a part of fabrication and manufacturing. I think it will become more and more. Will it ever be 100%? No, it will never be 100%, because there are always going to be applications, designs that are not really feasible for automation. Skilled welders will always be in demand. Skilled fitters, skilled press brake operators. There are going to be this continued need for people to do those type of jobs. The thing about automation is then customers can figure out where does automation really fit? Is it repeatable stuff? You don't do automation for the most complex and hard stuff. You use your skilled people for that. You take the rudimentary, the mundane, the day-to-day things. That's what you want to automate, because that gives you the ability to utilize that talent in places that only that talent can be used. With what happened during the pandemic and how what happened in China with everything that was manufactured there, basically putting a complete stop on the world economic front, a lot of companies are now trying to onshore back to, North America, not specifically just to the US. So Mexico is sort of where it started to offshore, and then they made the jump to China. Well, now they're sort of going backwards. They're going back to Mexico. So from our standpoint, the exciting is that we think that North America is going to be a very big market to get back with this automation for stuff that was offshored to China. So, there's going to be many companies that are going to revitalize old facilities and add new technologies, or they're going to start from ground up because they know they need to have this diversified fabrication locations so that regardless of what goes on in the world economy, they're not stuck with one facility that is now shut down. The NS ARC partnership sort of came about by relationships. And that's one thing that I love about the welding industry. It's a very small, tight-knit group of people. And with my experience, there's a lot of people that I've touched and met and became really great friends with. And business there's a lot of that connections out there. And with NS ARC, it was sort of a sit down, have a beer conversation turned into sort of what we're talking about now, because the opportunities for both companies is that we don't have any conflicting products. We have sort of the same approach on being that consultant and help out our customers. And the other thing is we're made up of welding people, and that's the focus from ground up, from NS ARC and from us. We are welding people, and that's one of the things that I see from the big players is they've lost the welding. It's these are welding companies that aren't run with the idea of welding, and having this partner with NS ARC is an opportunity to partner with somebody that has that same mindset to help our customers. With NS ARC's pit crew, it kind of goes back to that what really enhances this partnership is that it really shows commitment to the customer. Doing these consultations, coming in and reviewing their process, that's the key is they're doing it to help the customer. At the end of the day, it's there to show the customer that there are better ways to do stuff and that they can help them through that process, whether that is with the partnership of CLOOS, whether that is changing a formulation of a filler metal, or just changing a filler metal, or even a process within what they're doing, going from say spray to pulse because they need to have more of a cosmetic and high quality weld. That's that connection, that having the NS ARC expertise that have seen all kinds of things going into one customer that has seen the same thing for year after year and saying, guys, you guys are doing great, but guess what? You could do something better, or you could try this. And if you try it, we'll help you try it. That's the kind of thing about being in the welding kind of community is it's help first. Let the rest of it fall into place, but the help is really what the priority is, and that's what I see from the NS ARC pit crew. When I left being a sort of production guy, being on that side of the fence, and moved into sales, I did it because I didn't know if I could do it. But my natural gift was to be a consultant. I mean, I dealt with the welding processes as being a welding engineer. I dealt with job shops because I was in one. I dealt with quality because I had to every day. So I knew what these guys were doing every day. And the way I succeeded was always to be a consultant. I don't know if it was more of I didn't want to be a salesman, but that was a natural gift for me, is to be able to talk about what is their problems, what have I seen, what can I draw from my experience, what can I draw from my relationships, what are their experiences, how do I help them? And at the end of the day, that was sort of what helped me in a lot of cases to sell stuff. I mean, I was selling equipment, I was selling filler metals. But that was what was sort of helping me get there, is because I never treated it as a sales job. I treated it as a consulting job to help the customer. Sometimes I won, sometimes I lost. But at the end of the day, I hope that customer got more out of that interaction than he did the day before. For me to evaluate, say, a filler metal partner, you know, the luxury of having my past experience is, you know, I had that go-to guys within the company. And I utilize that again in that consultation sort of thing, is I could pull from the filler metal guys, the application guys. Having that here at CLOOS, you know, having NS ARC is that arm is huge to me, because again, we can sell equipment, but not all the real pain point is the equipment. It can be, you know, the part that the filler metal guys are dealing with, or it could be as simple as they don't actually have a equipment problem, they've got a filler metal problem, or they have a process problem. And, you know, yes, we'd love to sell people equipment, but we don't want to sell people equipment that don't need it. We want to sell, and we want to suggest to customers what they need, and what that need is, and what they will get out of it. And having, you know, NS ARC as our filler metal partner is a huge benefit to us, because now I've got that guy, that expertise standing right next to me, standing behind me, that are supporting what we're trying to do with the customer, and vice versa. You know, when NS ARC is talking with customers, they know they've got CLOOS sitting behind them saying, you know, how can we help, you know, with that customer problem? So it goes both ways, and that's the exciting part. It's only positives about the partnership.